Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about 5 singles or sealed product that are currently out of print and feel extremely undervalued in today's market. So that means these 5 products that I'm suggesting have some really solid room for growth. Now, agree or disagree, it's my opinion, and it's based of course, a fair bit of experience in this hobby. And what it feels like really today in this market is that everything's overvalued. We've seen everything this year. We've seen sealed product getting scalped again. We've seen sealed product at extremely high prices and almost impossible to get at what feels like retail price. We've seen singles absolutely being pumped to the moon and come back down to earth. This year so far has had it all. But let's rewind back in time a little bit to 5 semi-modern products that only feel like they came out yesterday that I think still have some really strong room for growth. Now look, we could argue any Scarlet and Violet product has good room for growth. And yes, they do, but they could also be reprinted. We could also see lulls in the market. We could see a lot of the money that's currently come into the market be removed from the market. And modern products or super modern products like Scarlet and Violet sealed products could come back down to earth again. So let's focus on 5 that I see good growth for that have sort of had their time in the sun. Now, all these videos are off the Collector app. If you don't have it, I urge you to download it. There'll be a link in the description to download it. Fantastic app with some fantastic giveaways for pro members. Super easy to use as a collector or an investor. You can see your total sealed value, your inventory. It's so good. It gives you growth, percentages, everything. So as an investor or collector, it's an awesome app. The first one on my list is the 25th Anniversary Ultra Premium Collection. I remember the fight for this when it came out. This was a hard product to get. This was that first step into bots absolutely buying everything up. And look, the 25th Anniversary set, to be honest and to be frank, was quite underwhelming. The main set was super small, and then of course the remake set, with base set Charizard and Venusaur and Blastoise and heaps of other old school promos. Like, the idea was there and it was a good idea. The pull rates were arguably a touch easy. The 25th Anniversary logo was perhaps a touch big. Was it the best set? Was it a home run? Probably not. But the 25th Anniversary Ultra Premium Collection is one hell of a product. And look, it has seen a fair bit of growth in the last few months, but it's currently sitting still under $500 US. And for a product that brings us gold cards, particularly gold base set Charizard and gold base set Pikachu, which alone sell for really high prices, even raw, it just feels like a really strong collectible. And with the 30th anniversary around the corner, it screams to me that it's still got a fair bit of growth to go in it. If we compare it to something like a Hidden Fates Ultra Premium Collection, which was only out a couple of years before this set, that has already eclipsed $1,000 US as a sealed product. And look, the Hidden Fates set, in my opinion, is a much better set and stronger set than the 25th anniversary set. However, I think the promos inside the 25th Anniversary Ultra Premium Collection are stronger promos than what comes inside that Hidden Fates Ultra Premium Collection. Will this product be $1,000 one day? I can't see it not being. Will that be in the next 12 months? Probably not. But does it have some really strong room for growth and a product that we know is not going to get printed again? And the answer is yes, it does have room for growth, and I can see it going up steadily over the next 12, 24, 36 months. So I think it's a really good pickup. Number 2 on the list. This is one hell of an artwork, and I know the populations are insane, but I think this card is only getting better with age, and that is the Lugia V from Silver Tempest, the alternate art, currently sitting at $283 US raw. There are, however, 16,000 PSA 10 copies, but they are going for just under $600 US for a PSA 10. I think the appetite in the hobby for these really smart looking alternate arts from Sword and Shield remains strong. We've seen what's happened with cards like Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike, Umbreon VMAX from the ever popular Evolving Skies, of course. And this Lugia, I think, is getting more traction. When it first came out, I remember when, this set was first launched, Silver Tempest, it was a bit, like, I'd say 60-70% of people loved it, and 30 or 40% of people were like, oh, I don't really know about that card. Like, it doesn't really scream, the best artwork example for that card. But I think most people, it's like 90-10 now. I think 90% of people go, this card is stunning. It's stunning in person, it's stunning in a PSA 10, and it deserves all the accolades it can get. At $283 mint raw, feels a bit cheap. at under $600 in a PSA 10. Look, I'm not saying this is going to do an Umbreon VMAX and go to like $2,000 in a PSA 10, but does it have room to go to an $800 card? Quite possibly. Does it have room to go to a $1,000 card in a PSA 10? Quite possibly. The 16,000 copies hurts it a little bit, but then we see with a card like Umbreon VMAX that as long as it's popular, you know, that 16,000 population sort of renders it a little bit obsolete. So that's my second one on the list. Third one, and this is an easy one. I've talked about this set all year, and I've been saying buy it, buy it, buy it. It isn't getting any cheaper, and that is Crown Zenith Elite Trainer Boxes. Currently $135 US. What a stellar set. The last Pokemon English set to have yellow borders, a beautiful Galarian gallery, a set that just pays homage to the whole Sword and Shield era, a set with stunning artworks, 3 or 4 gold cards that are absolutely beautiful, Mewtwo V-Star, amongst so many other awesome artworks. There's evolutions inside there. There's just nothing bad to say about Crown Zenith. Pull rates are generous. It's a fun set to open. It's going to be awesome for streamers to open in the future. In my eyes, it's a better Pokemon card set than Hidden Fates, and look at the price of Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Boxes. And look, you could also argue there's similar print runs. A lot of people say, oh, Crown Zenith just feels like it's forever being printed. And look, the same thing happened into Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates was getting printed deep into Sword and Shield still. It was still popping up in vending machines and local stores, etc. So this will and should, in my opinion, do the same as Hidden Fates, if not outperform it. And if we currently look at Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box prices, which I haven't, I keep using Hidden Fates as examples in this video, but what they must be going for like $250 now at least. Are they? $250? Somewhere around there. So does Crown Zenith Elite Trainer Boxes have room to double in the next 24 months? In my opinion, yes it does. $135, I can't see it not being a $250 Elite Trainer Box in 2 years' time. Number 4 on my list, this is a double up. It's the two Space and Time cards from Astral Radiance. That's the Dialga and the Palkia. I know they're the origin forms, but they are both stunning artworks, and I've been saying for a while how good looking they are. And look, they have seen some growth, but the Dialga, just so you know, is sitting at $52 raw and $153 in a PSA 10. There are, and this is a good comparison compared to the Lugia V, there are only 3,587 copies of this card. There's 3,596 copies of the Palkia, and that sits at $70 raw and $210 in a PSA 10. So such similar PSA 10 populations for these two cards. But at $52 and $70, so essentially $50 and $70 raw, these cards seem cheap. At $150 and essentially $200 for PSA 10 copies, again, these cards seem cheap, and they've got phenomenal artwork. They're alternate arts. They're not easy cards to pull. They're hard cards to pull. Anyone ever had a go at cracking Astral Radiance? Man, what a rough set with pull rates. It's not easy. These cards aren't easy cards to pull. So I think there's some massive room for growth for those two cards, and they're both stunning Pokemon cards. Final one, number 5, and this is the only Scarlet and Violet product on the list, but I think we can safely say that this is not going to be reprinted, and that's the 151 Ultra Premium Collection. Currently sitting at $339 US. Same thing, I want to reference that Hidden Fates Ultra Premium Collection again at $1,050. This 151 Ultra Premium Collection is phenomenal. It is so far still the best set to come out of Scarlet and Violet, isn't it? Look, you could argue, you know, Surging Sparks is a phenomenal set, but Prismatic Evolutions is a phenomenal set. I don't know. Splitting straws between maybe Prismatic and 151. 151 brings that nostalgia to the party. Prismatic brings that Evolutions theme to the party, and some phenomenal hit rates, and some phenomenally hard hit rates with some phenomenally high-priced cards. But that nostalgia, that 151, just the artwork on the packs, the Mew on the front, it's just a stunning Pokemon card set. And for the UPC to be $339 and not be reprinted, look, I know it's a hard pill to swallow if you didn't pick one up at launch for like 120 US or whatever they are, and you go, oh, well, it's nearly tripled in value already, I don't want to buy it now. What I'm saying is these still have massive room for growth, and they're not going to be reprinted. Like, for this to not be a $1,000 box one day, look, and I'm not saying that's going to happen in 12 months or 24 months, but in 3 or 4 years' time, for this to not be a $1,000 box would very much surprise me. So there's 5 undervalued either singles or sealed products that I can see in this market. There's probably heaps more examples. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.